Liefie, first edition by Joseph Leo Hickey. Published by Melodium House. Introductory Information. This book contains a story about a fictional biracial couple from fictional iterations of the United States and South Africa. Harmony, a South African political activist, was murdered on December 24, 2019. The murder was motivated by race and political opposition. A few months later, her husband, Liefie, was found dead in the United States in Chicago. The investigation is pending, but is presumed by many that the murder was motivated entirely by race. Both died for no reason. Racism is absurd. These poems are their words. We, the EFF, are not calling for the slaughter of white people, at least for now. Julius Malema. With a kiss, I die. Romeo and Juliet. I have overcome the world. Jesus Christ. CD 1.
1.
Last night I had a dream.
I had a dream. We were escaping from volcanic eruptions, lava seeping through dirt. Eternal questions. All of them were answered by the fire. I woke up without you. I couldn't find you. Dreams sometimes seem very real, and I think about how people on the other side of the ocean have no way to express their thoughts or to escape from regimes that want to control them. And here they divide us into left and right, or based on race. I am not any color. I am an American, and regardless of who takes our home, this is where I live. This is the place I love. You cannot take it from me. I've never felt so peaceful. It's just the thought of you. You came into my life and changed it. You fell down and set the motion in place. There is now something to write about. You were happy just to be in my arms. I've been trying to imagine worlds in which magic is real, in which there is no uncertainty, in which I can feel what you feel, how you feel it, in which there is adventure and something worth living our lives for. Always anxiety about writing, hesitant to speak, something holding me back that I don't understand. All I write about is everything I feel. I can never write about anything that isn't real. Nothing is tangible unless I can hold it in my hands. Because when I touch you, I know there's connection and not ambiguity. There is relief in knowing we made an imprint in time together. The dream last night. People losing their homes to fire. Questions about mortality. How can anything be worth it if it ends at all? I have music inside my heart. You have a memory of being alone in the night. But the cadence of love brings us together. Nothing in our lives seems to go as we planned. I want to explore the entire world with you. I want you to be here. My skin touching yours feels natural. You fall down and I follow you. You get up to kiss me. The summer evening, I remember the warmth on my face. I have scars covered by light. And when the sun sets, there will be darkness. You are next to me dreaming about leaving and traveling the world, and I can imagine being anywhere with you. The first summer we spent together, and the morning after in the rain. I want to hold you so close that you will feel me as a ghost when I'm gone. Devotion. The moment when I realize memories and flashbacks in our mind are a form of time travel. We can feel what we felt years ago. I want to feel more. I want to experience everything but death. You will stare at a blank page for hours until you begin to write. I am yours if you want me to be yours. We are only alive for a little while. The dreams I had about high school, I don't know where any of my classes are, and I can't find you. Keep me close. There is music in my mind. I remember listening to songs about how everything is possible, how within the universe there are no limits. It's how I feel with you. I sit down to write, and the words flow freely. I cannot stop writing about how closed off our minds are to those who are in need of help. I think you are full of what song is full of. I think you are full of what my youth is, invigorated, ready to surprise the world with a new melody. The lives we will live as we sing and dance together. I was walking beside the ocean, thinking about you. I hadn't met you yet, but now you are here. You will make me feel like I am falling through the clouds forever. And tidal waves appear in the distance, and we cannot run from them. I reach for your hand, but nothing is there. And the water submerged me in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Yesterday, I was baptized and chrismated. Today, I am dreaming of tidal waves and the way I have no control in which I run. But there is no safe place. The next day, it is 6:19 p.m., and I'm about to go outside. I hold my love close to me as we walk together, and we see the lake. She's in love with the beautiful world. She makes me feel secure. She makes me feel home. As the small waves approach the shore of the lake, I know I'll find her in my dreams, and the waves will swallow us. Liefie.
2. Second death confirmed in Pretoria. Remember that we are here forever. We build walls, we wave guns, we lie on the concrete and never get up again. Liefie, remember that we are here forever. We drive down these streets together and realize that we can forget our past mistakes and learn to hold each other, and with you I feel calm, as if my heart was overcome by joy and exaltation, peace and reconciliation. I remember going outside and sitting on the hill, looking at the stars. I remember experiencing joy when I realized that love is tangible, and I never felt the way you make me feel before. I hear your voice. I ask God for the right words, but all voices fade into the desert of time. The truth is that all people will regret the way they treated each other. If we realized we all shared the same soul, we would all hold each other and never let go, instead of holding guns to each other's heads. The knife of betrayal, the blood of disbelief dripping down every side before we fall. We make the most of the life we've been given. Liefie, thank you for being here. The day we forget about the truth in our own eyes, the moment when dreams and memories are all that remains, when I am sure I will never see home again, when the streets are filled with violence, when they kill me just because of the color of my skin, when silence breaks through each morning, but it is not the silence of peace, it is the silence of death, despair, and anguish. The days when we live under the yoke of oppression, the days when the gun is pressed firmly against the back of our necks, I am still in love with my Liefie. I am still drowning in the ocean of his love. Sometimes I feel music. Sometimes I can feel the sunrise and the nature of what it is, passing through symbol, reaching into reality. Remember us when we are dead, that we did nothing wrong, not responsible for anything our ancestors did. We need to feel invigorated by a new spirit. We need to have our lives changed. The years have passed. 2011 seems so long ago. I am glad that we have today. I am glad that I can be here for you even when I have no job. I will be here for you when everyone else betrays you, when life becomes hell, when I become insecure about everything. Melody and the force behind it, the summer and the days that pass, when we will never have a chance to repeat what happened before. We do not feel enough. We never end up where we want to be. There's always someone with the power to take everything I have. Remember to live. We are walking together through the dark, struggling to find our footing. The process of grieving. We all wait our turn. We are all lost. It doesn't matter which road we take. I am praying for forgiveness for everything I have done wrong. I am moving to the beat of a love song. I will never be found. I will be ecstatic when everyone else is mourning. Waiting for the day when the light comes to my front door and floods the city and the slums, flooding every avenue, showing that what we really need is to survive, and we know that our time here feels like forever. I stood on the mountain where I told you my secrets. The dawn covered my face, almost as if the morning would wash away my doubts and fears of the previous day. We had no chance of living normal lives, of not having someone take revenge on us for crimes we had nothing to do with. We are in the wrong country. Come closer to me, Liefie. Remember the trip we took to the beach, when the sunlight covered your face and I could see every crevice clearly in the illumination, pure truth, a vision of heaven, that we will forget, because there is violence in the world. If only I could hold you forever, and therefore never feel the anxiety of not knowing what action to commit to, or not knowing anything about the future. In the future, I know we'll be together. There is magic in the air, threatening to cast us into a world where we will never feel the sunlight again. What we see is only superficial. I only love what's underneath your skin. When the days pass without you here, the sunlight will disappear from my face, and no one will see inside my soul. Whenever I write a story about being away from here, I am thinking about you, because we could be anywhere in the world together, and we would be happy, together. I see the look on your face when you're content, because despite the agony that each day brings, you make me move to the beat of a love song, and through the chaos of the approaching storm, I know you will be here when it passes. Protests in the street while I am waiting for the new day. Throwing rocks through the windows, I'm hoping for miracles. Gunshots in the distance, and I start weeping. I'm praying for my world to change. I want to go away somewhere they will never find me, but then my voice would not be heard. I must stay so people will hear me. Harmony.
3. The birds that sing. As the days passed, I would spend them recording each moment, painting portraits of the world. Surprised by what I see in the portraits, I put down my brush and never paint again. Old wounds heal. As I explore the world, I will travel coast to coast. Memories of harmony, songs she used to sing, fade away with the wind. Take me far away from where I'm comfortable. I walk the streets alone. I grab hold of a train and ride on it to the next city as the city lights flash in front of me. Now, there are no words to portray the beauty, enormity, depth, and viciousness of the world. It is the morning after the storm, and I spent last night in the homeless shelter, and this morning I had to leave. I walk till I see mountains, and I stand on top of one, and fall asleep and dream that I am on top of a mountain, but harmony is here with me. Scribbles on the pages of a notebook I haven't had the strength to write in. I stay inside and hear the thunder and the rain. I run outside by the lake and remember when we ran together, always intertwined like a song we will never forget. You were the song, I was the soul. Like gravity, I fell head first into you, skydiving, and I could not escape from you. The gentle music of the rain pattering on the window interrupted by thunder. I know each moment will disappear. I will never go back to South Africa. I dream of you, but you are intangible. I fall into an ocean totally separate from everything which we had before. We were so peaceful, lying in bed, staring into your eyes, my hands on your face. All I can remember are gunshots. All I can feel is the mournful last moments of the memory I wish I never had. Life ends like a flash of lightning. All I need is a mechanism, a tool to express what I need and time. And I will create beautiful art, and we will all forget the colors of our skin. I miss the mournful breeze. I miss the beautiful and silent animals that used to live here but now are gone. The storm destroyed their home. The silent and beautiful forest. 4. Spiritual death. Running through the streets of their city for the rest of my life. In another life, we are legends, an example for all of history. I wish I could be with you forever. I cry when I think about losing you. We are never together when we use our differences as a wedge between us. We are all human. We are only alive for a little while. I see you somewhere in your past, in a vision of your mind's eye. All songs are about love. I believe our love will save the world.
5. Kill the boar, shoot the farmers, shoot them because of the color of their skin. Murder rate climbs, police drop the ball. This has become the place I hate the most. But in my past, I was safe. It used to be my home, now unrecognizable. There used to be lovely flowers. There used to be beautiful trees. Used to be charity between us when we were kids. If only I could figure out what to do before I die, to help those in need. But I am tempted to pack up and leave, and never come back mentally or physically, to not be chained. Slit their throats, kill the children in front of their mothers. If all I hear every day are threats of violence, if all we are is nothing but unspeakable actions, then I will be your light, to lead you out of the darkness. Take my hand and no longer despair. This is my home. This is where I live. You cannot take it from me. I am not black or white. I am South African. I am someone you will find going from each city, standing in the worst part of Durbs, when no one else wants to be there, when there is a firefight in the streets, when the police do not reach us in time. I am watching, but not helping. I am dying with you. When they take all our things from us in our hotel room, remember that there is nothing that can be taken from me. I have lost it all, because the years have passed more quickly than I ever could imagine.
6. For deliverance from all affliction and wrath, let us pray to the Lord. Lord, have mercy. You are almost invisible to me, as if one day you were here, but now you are gone. My fear was always one day this would happen. I recorded every moment we were together, but either way, the memory faded. I wrote the words down in journals, everything you said, but the words are disappearing from the page. I kept collections of CDs we used to listen to. Every night I used to record one and send it to you. You would listen to them because they helped you sleep. I am addicted to the sound of music, to the sound of melody, like you were addicted to my voice. You fell asleep listening to me, words I spoke, stories I wrote about far-off distant lands, where there is fulfillment and something worth risking our lives for. You read stories on the news about tragedies that happened in your country, and it made you cry. There are so many things to experience in the world, so many ways to run from death, but with no money and nothing, I will walk the streets alone. But the one thing I wanted to say. I love you more than you will ever know, more than I will ever realize, more than words could ever show.
7. I read the Bible and look for answers, but those words are disappearing too. As I read them, the words flutter and fly away. They never stay in my mind, as if they were never solid or tangible. I've always wanted you to know, even if you were never real, I am in love with every part of you, because you're the only thing I feel.
8. As one universe fades away, all that's left is pure, incorruptible, and indestructible, the reality we all know we aren't pretending at all. You were never gunned down in the street. You never held my hand. You never looked into my eyes and said you were never leaving me. I will fill these pages with words that fill me with strength, words I want to share with the world. There is fire burning underneath my skin, burning it up inside, telling me that we will outlast the storm together. Jesus calmed the storm with just a single word. I will resurrect you with 1,000 words that paint pictures of the world the way it could have been, the world we pushed away but have not lost forever. Now is the time to wake up. One day I was walking New York streets, and then I was alone in Pretoria. I realized there are no guiding forces to take us by the hand to lead us far away, where we are not falling into the hurricane, to take us on a long trek to never return home, because we have fallen out of love with our home. We could forget everyone who ever lived.
We could forget our parents. We could forget our friends. We could become so close to the days when nothing is happening, the days when we don't have a job, to the days when we are living in the slums with nowhere to go and nothing to do. Because no one is listening, and no one is there. I read the Bible again, but the words are not the same. They've changed and say something different, as if reality itself was changing, and there is no reference point, nothing solid to hold on to that is not subject to change. Even the Word of God is not solid or unchangeable. If God is not here to save us, then who will lift us up? If you have left my life, then where will I find love?
Everyone in the world has one book inside of them, all of their experiences that they need to tell. But not everyone has 2 books inside of them. I have 1,000 books inside of me, 1,000,000 pages. If you can hear the words I am saying, you should spread them to others, and we will change reality. We will change the way the world spins. End every ounce of racism, degree of true hatred. End the wars that are pointless, the silence we spend alone. Together, we will build something beautiful. Plain words that incarnate themselves into music, whenever they are heard, that have the same exact effect, that make you want to move, that make you want to cry, that make you want to laugh, that make you never want to die.
But our enemy is time. As governments conspire against us to take away our home, I know we will never feel fulfillment. We will always feel alone. I have 10,000 books inside me, 10 million thoughts to say, each a dissertation, each a critical essay, proving why we need to change. That we are all human, we are not any color, we are one together. Because we all will bleed, and if you ever need someone beside you, you can always call on me. I will never leave you or retract anything I say. It might take forever, but the first day of forever begins now. We have all of eternity to fix this. 9. There is a moment when we realize the importance of every breath we fall into the arms of death, and never realize anything again. All the people around do not have time to help those with nothing. A broken piece of mirror, a gun ready to fire. If we saw ourselves, we would take the bullets out of the gun and walk away, travel the world and think about our own place in it. All images of the world are gone. They all fade deeply into each other, and all of the colors mesh together. What I need is a way to distinguish one day from the other. What I need is you to promise me that I will not be alone. The moonlight illuminates the city, fills the crevices of my heart.
10. When I think of the cosmos, stars, galaxies, vast expanses where there is no life, I wonder why we dream about the places we will never reach. Like a shooting star, I crash and burn, reaching for a spiritual truth beyond who I am. Like space, its expanse, you too are a mystery I will not understand. I am happy when I am alone with my thoughts. Days, nights, dreams, nightmares. We wake up and weather terrible storms. Our homes become flooded. We forget the truth in our own hearts. We forget the moonlight illuminating it from the night when we first met. Believe in what is brighter than all created order. Libraries of knowledge are nothing. The passing days alone are nothing. The days when we are together are what is full of life. The air becomes easier to breathe when we are fully alive. My heart has absorbed the truth from yours. I use it like a golden compass that points me back to you. I am sitting in a library, listening to Owl City, writing these words. Really, I could be anywhere. I could be anyone. I could be climbing, scaling a mountainside. When I reach the top, I am ecstatic. I could be running for miles, and when I reach the end, I take in 1,000 deep breaths, and afterwards fall asleep. But tomorrow, I will be kissing you. Tomorrow, I will be at peace. Peace beyond all understanding, a calm like the wind when we are just married and sleeping in a room on the beach. The sun is setting, and the breeze fills us both with joy. 11. Seeing the world through the light of the new day, everything is vibrant, everything is beautiful and clear. The light changes everything. I will dream about the Owl City concert last night. I will dream about you in my arms and how I cannot write another word in a poem without thinking of you. Isn't it remarkable how fast each day has passed? Now I'm not here with you, and I can't remember much about the concert except how happy I was. You vanished like melody. It's not always with us, but when it is, there is peace and reconciliation. When it is gone, we not only miss its presence, but also dream about it. And it is actually always with us in some sense, because we are living the experience that we heard about in the songs. Inevitable, glorious, tragic. All of these words describe the music we listened to together. Clear, solid, warm, present. When I think about the future, I know that we will spend either the rest of our lives together or dreaming and yearning for the rest of our lives for what we can never have.
12. In the dusk of our lives, I sit on a swing bench and wait for you to come out of the house. As we watch the setting of the sun overlooking the lake, so many warm colors, so many brilliant waves of light. So many nights I will lay asleep and feel totally content as our hearts beat 1,000,000 times together. You can never be certain of anything. You can never know for sure that you are alive and not dreaming, because my days with you were like a vivid dream, and I could wake up at any second.
13. It grieves me to hear that you are suffering. It is the worst feeling I have ever felt. when you are stranded and alone and I can't reach out to you, when you are paralyzed by what surrounds you, feelings well up inside and swell with sorrow. I am 8,000 miles away from you. I am paralyzed because you are in distress. 14. The next day I heard from you and learned that you had been rescued from the worst nightmare of your life. I flew down to see you and held you close and didn't let go. You begged me never to leave you again. The simplicity of a broken heart, the depth of what the world used to be, but what we can never have again.
15. There are so many beautiful colors in the world. There is so much here to feel. There is so much to experience and to laugh about, and so much we won't regret when we enter our old age. This is how we become so close. You are here, tangible, and you keep me from falling. I am here. You feel me too. You save me from drowning. You go to the highest heights because you wanted to see the depth of the beautiful world and to fall in love with it. I was drowning in the depths of books and routine, of each single and dreary day. You took me up and saved me. You fell and set the motions in place. When I reach for your hand, you take it. You make me feel like only simple language could describe, because nothing would describe you specifically. We go and explore the world. We see the mountains, the trees, the silent and beautiful plains, the silent and beautiful glaciers, the silent and beautiful morning, the looming and inevitable sunset, the dusk of the new day inevitably waking us, the mania of every silent hour, passing without telling us why, the violence that awaits us one day, but which we don't want to think about. Visions of the future will never come true. 16. The moment when panic sets into my mind. The moment when fear is all that controls my breathing. The next moment when the knife is thrust into me. The seconds when I am lying on the cold ground. A few breaths, and then I am no longer breathing.
17. You remember being in my room and taking the books off the walls. I remember the notes you wrote me. I've kept them all. 18. You are dead, so I pack up and leave. Doesn't matter where I go.
19. I've made CDs of all the voice notes you sent me, of songs you used to sing. I listen to them and I fall asleep. I wrote a book of poetry and sent it to everyone I know. It's amazing how so few words can change a life. 20. Love is inseparable from our being, because whenever I write, the only thing that motivates me is love.
21. Going to sleep and dream about the trains that are passing by near my bed. Going to wake up and look at the sky and hear the insects and walk into the trees, feeling each branch against my dark skin. Going to forget that you are not alive when I see the beautiful things that you were showing me. 22. I am 22 years old tomorrow. I've lived enough to see the world as both vicious and enchanting. 23. One day in April, I had my home broken into and everything dear to me stolen. One day in May, I reached out for your hand and you pulled me 3 times out of the water. One day in June, I saw you standing in the light of the sun on the shore where I was baptized. One day in July, we took a trip to the beach and felt inebriated in each other's presence. One day in August, you said you wanted to marry me, and we were married at the end of the month. One day in September, I was walking surrounded by sunlight with beautiful things, your hand in mine. One day in October, the world started to turn darker, and I was terrified of what I saw on the news. One day in November, you had disappeared and had to flee far from me. One day in December, I will always remember that you lost your life fighting for a better future. One day in January, the cold did not subside. One day in March, I walked the world alone and left never to find myself.
24. The truth is, I will never let go of you. The truth is, I will never leave you. 25a. I feel the light on my face warming it up. Every moment of my life, we go on long runs together, and we fall in love with the feeling we get when we can't run anymore, when we know we are growing stronger. 25b. Passion burning inside of us. I'm in the back seat of a car, watching the farmlands disappear, the veld become a distant memory. Watching the city come up over the horizon, and then I am watching the ocean crawl toward me, and then I am sleeping, and then I am dreaming. The warmth of this morning when I pull back the curtains and inhale the light. I put on a U2 record. I live like death is inevitable. I'm so tired during the night. I am filled with a magical force. I am filled with life and movement and power.
25c. I am on a flight to South Africa. The world is the world.
26a. The new year has come. I feel like life could go on for eternity.
26b. The trend is to forget what's right. 27. I have always wanted to learn how to give inspiration to another soul.
28a. You feel the love in every fiber of your being.
28b. There may be no solution. There may never be peace again. 28c. There may be peace in the future. There may be ineffable joy.
28d. The air of fall is a feeling. The air of fall is memory. The air of fall is the book I wanted to write but never put pen to paper. The air of fall is the love and truth I lost forever. The air of fall is the passing time of my youth. The air of fall is the book I started reading but never finished because it made me feel sad about myself and my own life. Because even in the world of darkness, there is someone to grasp onto. You are my freedom. You are the one whose name I shout in the rain. You are the one whose name I shout in the snow. You are the one who has lost hope. You contain the spark of eternal glory and become the spark and the match yourself. The days are still passing. The nights still drag on for uncountable hours. Liefie, you remind me of my entire life and how the hope I need, I found it all with you.
29. On the train, hitching a ride to the next city, where I will wander the streets, dreaming about what it would be like to live a normal life.
30a. Tomorrow I will wake up and think you are here, but you aren't.
30b. Grief comes when you cannot express your thoughts in that same morning.
31. All of our experiences in life are repeating, a never-ending cycle of need and searching.
We stop our car at the robots, and I kiss you every time. 32. I will say all of the things you were thinking, but never brought yourself to say. I will be outside of your social circles. I will be walking the street dressed all in black, as if the rest of my life was one long funeral. One long day filled with regret, but not despair, because no one can take my hope from me.
33. Nights go on and we lie in our beds, overlooking the water. You're overlooking a lake. I'm overlooking the ocean. And you dream about running down the city streets from the darkness, but no one can hear you scream. You find yourself alone in a perfect hell, and my heart is aching because of what you feel. We are so connected. I feel what you feel when you feel it. I feel what you feel how you feel it.
34A. The PDFs I sent you, the journals, diaries of my life, the photos I sent you, still shots inhabiting a miracle of our own time. The videos I sent you. You remember the truth in our eyes when we were together. 34B. My heart has been destroyed.
35. I want to be far away from the life I've been given. I want words to come to my mind that will make the world understand we are more than the color of our skin. We are more than what our ancestors did and the crimes we had nothing to do with. We do not extend the invitation to equality, to be together, to live together. You threaten us with death.
36. I remember Harmony. I'm still on this train, and she follows me forever, through life and death. They are the same, all a part of time, all a part of eternity. And eternity is slowly moving like the movement of the train on the ground as we move from city to a new city, one I have never been in before. I walk the streets of Chicago, the worst part of town. I will find something to believe in when I take all of the risks in the world, begging God to end it. Be merciful to me. Do to me what you did to her. You take my pain away when you put me to sleep. You take my pain away when I see her face. I know if I don't wake up, I will see it forever.
37. I do not see grace in the world. People all over are clamoring for change, but you don't hear us. You don't know us. You've never seen what we look like. We hide beneath the shadows. We die and rise again. We haunt you for all eternity. You will notice us. But you won't know who we are. You won't know about the lives we've lived, because you've taken the grace from the world. If there was grace, you would see us. If there was charity, you would be set free from the chains you don't notice around you, from the fetters clamping down on your hands. From now on, the world will have no hope. You've died and made your choice. 38. I am convinced that there is hope. I am sure you will find me when you look for me. I am convinced that there will be peace. I am sure you will find me when you dream of me. I am enthralled with a simple and beautiful world. I am in love with the moments that pass slowly. As the waters approach the shore, they soak my feet. As the storm begins to calm, I catch my breath. As the days begin to evaporate, I spend the rest with you. In the morning after the rain, we will both see little miracles.
39. With the loss of you, I lost my hope. With the setting of the sun on that day, I never woke up happy again. I lost my balance and fell head first into the concrete.
40. When I explore the world, I know many of the faces I see I will never see again. When I was soaring above everyone, and then my feet hit the ground, I had a revelation. We have agency over our own world, but we don't believe it. Together we become more than the sum of who we are individually. Together we build our world and let the beauty of the world tell us who we are. You show me the beauty of the world. And from then on, when I look at the beauty of the world, I will always see you in it. You are full of what my dreams are full of.
The skyscrapers looming over the slums, the torture that fills our lungs. When we remember, we almost made it out of poverty. We almost had a perfect life. I will hitch a ride on a train and sit in the boxcar and write poems, all of them about the day I lost you and the day you lost your life. The words you said are the words I will remember. Remember when you were young and you thought that you could never die, and how the years crawl forward and people will realize that they lost their innocence when they chose to degrade us for no reason? When my skin touches yours, there's peace. 41. When I had a job, I would spend hours at work, working as hard as possible, but nothing I did was good enough. Now, I am freezing at night, with no way to feed myself, no way to become someone more than who I am. "42. With the music blaring from my speakers, we dance together. We're the only ones in the room. I don't want life to end, because there are so many things to love about life. The greatest of these is you. Now I spend my days locked in a room writing poems about the light and also the darkness, where we don't know where we are or where we are going. The fire from the volcanoes illuminates our future. I love the way you look in my eyes and the way you smile wide. I miss the way you looked at me when you were still alive. We run through the city and are in love with the sights we see. And now everything I see makes me sad because you are not here with me. Your memory fades as the world disappears and I fall asleep. Voices in my head reminding me of my mistakes. Forgetting the days of our youth, foolish dreams that we could ever be together or that equality would be extended to us. Each hour passes more slowly than the last. When our rights are taken away from us, when we have our home taken away from us, we will no longer feel invigorated by the spirit of our youth. A conclave of people we've never met decide our fate, that we are not worth the payment for what we've been working for. Fire destroys our homes. The light fades underneath my bedroom door. In my youth, when I was holding you, now I have lost you. I found you and I held my hands to your face, but now I have lost you. I will always write the saddest lines. I will only write words that attempt to unravel the twist in my own heart. With her I felt invincible. Without her, I feel invisible. With her, I will always tell the truth. Without her, I am living an eternal lie. With her there is peace. Without her there is no religion. With her there can be no anguish, just love for the beautiful world. And together we would be surrounded by the music inside us, saying, I'd give up forever to touch her, saying, I met you at 17 and you mean the world to me. All of the words now have become tears. And the only way to love is to trust you completely. And I don't care what happens next. 43. You look at me and my eyes look different. We don't talk like we used to. Your touch feels so distorted, and I am totally numb to the feeling of your love. You say, Liefie, I love the feeling of you. Well, I am numb to you, and I don't believe I'll be able to feel anything touching me ever again. If I cannot feel you on my skin, I will never feel you on my soul.
44. I love being held by you. I love your hands on my face. I love how our skin melts together. I love how hard it is to let go of you. When you played that song on your cassette player, all I wanted to do was dance. All I could do was cry out, the sensation itself is to die for. There is a feeling I have when I realize that I will never be who I dreamed. But I'm with you, and I can forget about what I wanted my life to be before. We drink together and we sit on the bonnet of your car. You look so beautiful with the pen in your hands, knowing that you could express anything. Your words could melt and reform the world, devastation and reconstruction. We destroy what we are to rebuild and rise again, the cycle of creation. The CDs you sent me, I listen to them every night and dream that I am far away. I could spend the rest of my days in countries I would never visit again. There is more to touch than skin touching skin. There is nothing more to our souls touching each other than that simple fact: when my soul touches yours, there is no further need for any more spiritual expression.
45. Each day we forget more and more about our past. And as our lives shift from where they were, nothing ever stays the same. There is music that will never be written. These songs will tell us the truth. That is, if songs ever had real power by themselves. The moonlight on my face. You said you would never leave. You will always be my only one. And I mean what I say. That even though the world is chaotic, and even though you have flaws, I see right through them. I see something beautiful whenever I look at you. We built a home together. We built a world together. We made the memory eternal together. I hold you close, deep in my arms, and all you will think about from then on is mortality. How every vision we've ever seen is always unreachable, always intangible, always phantasmal, always forgettable.
46. In our darkest days, the city we used to love becomes the place where our nightmares take place. In our darkest hours, the vulnerability inside our souls becomes so clear that we will never hide it again. There will be no savior. When we are crying out for help, blood dripping down our face, running through these empty streets where darkness grows with each passing second. Tragedy, we fall into you. Tragedy, we disappear. We are so close to being free, and now we are lost forever and ever. Amen.
CD 2.
47. Together we will have peace. Together we are all falling through eternity. Together we are all forgetting about the days we were together and didn't care what race we were when we were kids, programmed from early on to hate because of the color of our skin. Liefie, you are my balance. You are the one I feel when I am forgetting how to love, how to become more than who I am superficially. There is no superficial change that would ever make me stop loving you. Liefie, with you I am happy. Never going to leave you falling into an ocean where we will drown together. But I will never transcend this nation. Never be looked past.
48. I had a dream that you left me because no one would hire me. And then I was on the street with no place to go. And then I went far away from here and was never seen again.
49. The simple moments with you, we are laughing together. I breathe in a new life every day. Together we sip on beer. Together we go explore the world and sit by the lake and inhale the air and become one with it. Really, we could travel anywhere. We could be any two people we want to be. Together.
50. I cried when I heard that song on the radio because it told me to be in love with life, to take in every breath like it was my first. It taught me to love you, and I fell in love with you. We drove in your car for miles and miles. There's something about songs that we will never understand. There is truth in melody. The days pass, and new songs are written. We will remember them all.
51. My happiness is overwhelming. I don't want to think about the future. My mind is on the here and now. If today could last forever, I would always be happy. Me and you existing in perfect concord. 52. The world is peaceful when the silent wind caresses my skin gently, like your touch and like a miracle that has come to save your life from certain disaster, but when you least expect it to happen.
53. When you left, I felt like I would never make a work of art again. Now I try to paint something beautiful, and the picture is ugly to me. 54. Another night we spent together, out looking at the stars, the most beauty that could ever exist. I found it all in you. How within the universe there is infinite possibility, infinite ways that I could love you, infinite things I could say. Another night we spent apart. Now I am alone in the forest, dreaming about you. I wish magic was real. I wish we were lost together, and that we will never go home, because the only home I need is your arms. Breathing in the free air, inebriating, liberating, promising all things, fulfilling all things, including the fact that you will come back to me, that you will find me and take me far away with you, that you will be alive again, caught in your spell, in love with the beautiful things, in love with the beautiful trees, in love with the beautiful world. I can feel you here. I can feel your breath on my face as I reach down to kiss you.
55. There are no voices of reason in the middle of the mob calling for our deaths. I will be the rational voice in the darkness of so many errors. Race is superficial. Do not judge me because my skin is black or white. Do not kill me because my skin is black or white. Do not refuse to hire me because my skin is black or white. Do not stop loving me because my skin is black or white. Do not judge me based on what my ancestors did. If all you care about is my race, then you have lost your soul. One day I was walking toward the podium, and then I was stabbed 5 times in the chest, and then I was dead, and then I was gone. I knew that if this happened, my voice would never echo through eternity. I am reckless with my love. I feel as if there is no one I cannot be there for, no one who is beyond saving.
56. The sounds of the world at night. The world smells different. The night has a distinctive smell, and I am at peace. I lost my harmony. I fell and tripped and learned that everything good will always eventually be lost forever. 57. Harmony, is the beauty that most people in the world rejected, that most people weren't ready for, that helps us break out of routine. The president of our country said, "We are not calling for the mass genocide of your entire race." Yet, I said, "Fuck you." And then there was silence. And then there was violence inside my head. American reporters came here and interviewed him about racial murders. Everything he believed was wrong, based on myth and not reality. And in reality, all of us are equal. My skin is so dark it shines in the light, but can't tell the difference when we look in the illuminating light. Harmony's skin is so beautiful, I wouldn't care what color it is. Different bright and dark and clear shades make no difference to me.
58. We are not calling for a mass genocide. Yet. I am calling for your resignation. Now.
59. When the spark of life is dying, I will still be believing in a better world. When the days are passing slowly, I will still be telling you how wrong you are in telling me to despair. When I can no longer remember the truth that gives me hope, I will fall into a cycle that I cannot escape from. Oh, poverty, silence that happens when the spark of life is gone, when we forget how to love. 60. Walking through the streets of New York City, I was excited to be in the world. Walking through the empty streets of Chicago, I have lost all my joy. You were walking through the streets of Durban with a message of hope in your heart, knowing that everything is possible, that there will be recreation. We will regain anything that is destroyed. We will build a world that we've always dreamed of. Whatever is purged in flames will eventually return to us. Your hope is contagious. It spreads like forest fire in the heat of summer. It spreads like the truth that underlines our destinies. When I am walking down the broken road, life takes me through. Hope will be my guide to light my steps and lead me back home. 61. I was forced to go to a mental ward for no good reason, and I began to miss the sunlight and it melting into your face. And when I was finally free, I would spend hours trying to type your number into my phone. But every time I tried to type it, the app crashed and I couldn't contact you. 62. I had a dream that we were walking through the streets together and that a gun was pointed at you, and I knocked the weapon out of his hands.
63. I had a dream that as the days went by, your touch felt colder and colder until I couldn't feel you without feeling the seething cold. But I kept my body close to you anyway, because otherwise my soul would be cold. Whenever I touch you, my soul is warm and at peace.
64. My poverty is overcoming me, but I don't mind. The sun sets, and I wake up and struggle to find some food. Struggle to leave this city on my 2 feet. 65. I like the way you move slowly and silently in the moonlight. The shadow of you across the bedroom floor. We step onto the balcony and look out at the city, where in the next 5 years, I will walk across the same city without you. I miss you the most when I am dreaming. I dream of you the most when I am wide awake. I wanted out of the machine of a dull and dreary life. Everything I've found in you, the opposite of a dull and dreary life.
66. I'm walking alone through the streets of Durban. I'm thinking about the past, everything I've lost in you, eternity and peace. I will show the nation what the voices around me will never preach.
67. My faith is wearing thin. My nights are growing longer. When they grow longer, they grow colder. When I'm not with you, my love is fading away. My days are getting shorter because I look forward each day to being alone with my thoughts, losing hope of a better world since the day they murdered you.
68. I am now in heaven. I am far away from you. You pray to me to beg God to change the motion of the world, but what you really want, you never ask. You never ask for me to come back. Without me, you say the world is out of balance, falling over under its own weight. 69. I never want to leave you again.
70. dark, empty, cold at night. Broken, freezing, shivering, memories fading of the past. I'm coughing, and the air is freezing. I am drowning in a dream in which there is harmony in the world. 71. We would sit down together and create beautiful art. We always fell headfirst into every chaotic dream. We always wanted to show the world how beautiful it is. But it kept telling us that it was ugly, inside and out. We never gave in to the world or believed a word it said, even when it looked uglier than a nightmare we will never escape from. Even when it became everything we revolted against. We never gave up on the world. We always daydreamed about it. We always knew the world would come back to its true self. We always believed and hoped. 72. Winter in Paraguay. A day to forget about the past. Spring in Paraguay. The world around opens up and shows its true self. The future is fearful. The future is trepidation. The past, when it is gone, is torture. 73. Poetry is what brings us together, the anthem of our lives. It is the music of the common man, the melody that changes the world when everyone can speak its language. To see inside your heart, to know what is deeper within your soul. We will never run out of words, because we will always be trying to undo what the world has become. 74. My love for my own life went away when the days started to pass slowly, when there was nothing to look forward to each day, when I realized that I had lost you, when I realized you were dead. Grief never went away. When the days passed in the shadow of the dark clouds, when the clouds stayed where they were for several years and didn't move at all. This began when I realized I had lost you, when I realized you were dead. I wish love could bring us together. I wish the charity inside me was enough. I wish emotions had a connection to the physical world. I wish I could create art again.
75. Can you hear me in the darkness, searching for your hand? 76. At night, I am walking through the city once again, trying to find my way back home, but I don't know where home is. I don't know where you have gone. Your arms are my home. 77. Let the revolution begin. Let your joy be your norm of justice. Let your peace be your reassurance of victory. Let your love be your only weapon.
78. I was remembering harmony and silently praying, and then I saw myself standing before the National Assembly thinking about death and decay, and speaking about atrocities, past, present, and future. I don't know how I got there so quickly. Last second I was standing in front of the homeless shelter about to leave. But we can travel great distances in a poem without spending any money. The representative from the United States of America now has the floor. I've come here to tell you a story about one of your own who was gunned down and knifed at the podium. You didn't listen to her, but I have seen her future. In life or death, your country will be transformed. Too often, we drive a wedge between us and our humanity. We are not accountable for anything our ancestors have done. Anyone who teaches this is in grave error and will lose their soul. Dreaming of the video of Harmony being slaughtered by the street like being eaten alive by mosquitoes slowly. We have lost touch with our humanity. I am not any race. I am American. She was not any race. She was South African. Her blood ran red together with yours, and this blood has mingled with mine. Our son was alive inside her, almost ready to be born. When he was slaughtered along with her, our son belongs to no nation but the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of God. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Bless those who hate you. Remember to forgive. Your past does not define you. I am dreaming of a world where there is no poverty, where we give everything we have to others, where we do not waste any of our money on ourselves. We are not far from it. We can almost attain it. We can almost taste it. My parents were murdered when I was young. They were of African descent. My wife was murdered a few months ago. She was of European descent. I walked outside and was shot once in the head and found myself in the hospital for 5 years. 79. Broken hearts spreading across the world like a disease. Some people break others' hearts for recreation. 80. I lie alone on a hospital bed. My life will never be the same. I am happy with the life I have lived and every work of art I have created. All I ever wanted was to make an imprint on the world. Harmony, we made an imprint on the world together. I dream at night that you are with me with what is left of my mind. I dream within a dream. I wake up and think I have really woken up. But then I wake up again, and you are really gone.
Welcome home, my Liefie. Here at the end, we will be together forever, and forever never ends. The core of our souls was filled with hope, even though the world rejected us. And descended into chaos, we will have peace together that the world will never have. Because life on earth was hell, a shadow of the things that were coming. 81. The world without us. When we were together, I was bursting with passion. The nation without us. When we were separated, I was motionless. The province without us. When you stood there with no way to balance yourself, you knew I had lost my life.
The city without us. When you were gone, a week later, I was devastated and spiraled out of control, spent all my money and went to live on the street.
Our home without us. An empty bed. During your last night on earth, you were not in my arms. The corpse of yesterday is devoured by animals and never seen again. The bones dry up and lie there, sinking into the sand, killed by the disease of inequality, destroyed by prejudice of those who never met you, who have never even seen you, who have never even heard your voice or name. Euphoria of what could have been. We will write about the way the world may have been, but we will never experience it. We will dream about it, but dreams were never experienced. They always leave one wanting. We forget the present moment. We discover what we are lacking in every human person. The only thing we lack is someone to care about and to give our whole selves to. 82. The blood is still on your hands. Put down your weapon and beg for forgiveness for everyone you have murdered. Life isn't worth living if you must kill another to survive.
83. I sat in creative writing class dreaming about words that would change your mind, but then realized it wasn't worth it. Your mind isn't worth changing if I have to convince you of it.
84. So many beautiful things in the world. So many beautiful sounds. I hear birds and music. I am writing till I can no longer move my fingers. You will hear my voice. 85. I want to do what is unexpected. I want to be someone I thought I would never become. You are not defined by your past mistakes. In the new moment, I think you could become anyone. I want to start a movement that is bigger than myself. 86. Imagine how sad the world would be without good things to look forward to. Believe me, many live this way. 87. Create something beautiful with me. 88. We sat on the bench in the middle of the forest, talking about what we aspired to do in the future and what we thought might happen. We ended up being wrong about almost everything, but we were right about what we felt. 89. I am growing tired of wanting and needing instead of thriving.
90. In a small town in Virginia, I wait for you, and then get up and take your hand. In a big city in Hawaii, we flee the state together so that we can escape from volcanic eruptions and create a new home together, because we will never see our old one again. We go to a club and dance slowly. We could really be anywhere in the world. 91. Broken glass on the floor from the broken windows the rocks were thrown through. Days when the fire from the burning buildings has finally been extinguished. Broken bottles of the wine that we drank together, now somewhere we will never find, shattered across the floor. We were in your car driving somewhere. I can no longer recall where we went. 92. The world is bright, and then it gets darker. I am thinking about leaving and going somewhere where I never will feel cold again. Somewhere south of the equator.
93. I want to run far away from here, as fast as I possibly can. I want to be where I am in my dreams, with you on the couch fallen asleep, your hand stroking my head. You comforting me whenever I am in distress, and I will do the same for you, whenever you need me to. We'll share a front door together. We'll share our lives together. We'll love and raise our children to love and recreate the world. Fight for the world you love. Believe that we can change. Fight for peace and live with joy like gasoline. Overthrow your own heart. Overthrow what is inside of you. A simple message will overcome the world. We've known it all along. We see what our future is. Together forever, we are totally united. Marching in the streets. Not just in the streets, but in every classroom. We will go back to the way it was when we were children. Our empty hearts can be filled with anything. The world looks brighter in the blinding sunlight. Without it, we are in the dark. I look out at the road I am traveling on. It goes on forever to our destiny. Believe me, it will be beautiful, if you are brave enough to fall headfirst into it. The water will be warm and peaceful, and you will feel calm and fearless as soon as you touch the water. One day we will be together, and we will never again not be together. 94. Sometimes I feel distraught, but I never feel alone. You are always here for me, whenever I am upset.
95. I was on the street and starving, but there was no place to go. No one to help us or give us medical care. 96. Not very long ago, I was happy, and it is amazing how life can change so quickly. The poets we will never hear if we don't listen closely. Poetry can come at times you don't expect it. It can be in the voices of people you love, or people you walk by and do not help.
97. As long as I breathe, I will be fighting. As long as I exist, there will be conflict, and we will never overcome it. But I will fight it because of what I believe about eternity and the nature of the end of all things.
98. Today is the longest day of my life. Anxiety about what will happen next. I keep my eyes glued to the television.
99. Never forget the hope within your own soul. There is healing when you realize that it doesn't matter how hurt you become, when you fight for what is true.
100. I believe in things I have never seen. I long for days I will never live through. I long for the moment when we are together, even in the dark.
101. Forgiveness, which we have forgotten, which we no longer comprehend. Everyone needs it, and is in turmoil when it is gone.
102. Today we are together, listening to the same songs, and you don't believe the same things I do, but it brings us together in peace.
103. My phone is about to die, and I am in the middle of the city, and I feel I will be lost forever. I fall asleep in the city and never leave, and dream that one day I will be far from it. I run away to another city, and I meet strangers, and greet each one on the street. Our revolution starts here. With the seasons, my mood always changes. With the passing days, I slowly see the changes in the world come into effect. I dream that the world is changing quickly, at the same rate every second and faster than it ever has, a revolution each day. Little changes affect the world around us, and then the world itself. Whenever I come to one city, I want to move to another. I can never feel settled. I am always uneasy. I have always felt the need to move and be somewhere other than where I am. Be somewhere or anywhere with you. I'm staring at the sky, gazing at the stars.
104. Our freedom of speech. Nights spent relaxing and talking with you, the ability to search for the truth and to find it. The way you hold me close. The days we can spend at peace. The morning before the rain. The morning of the rain. The morning after the rain. The morning when the skies are clear. The morning when the skies are dark. The night when we can see the stars clearly. The night when the stars are covered by the clouds. The days when we dance together. The nights when we drink together. The moment when you told me you loved me. For the first of countless times. The moment when I come home after spending an entire day at work. The days we spend together exploring every part of the world that we can. The way you smile at me. The way you laugh at what I say. The closeness I feel from you. The warmth I feel from you. The light you shined onto my life that drove away the darkness. How you make me feel fulfilled. How no day will pass again without me being happy. I have everything I've ever needed. The American standard that flies in every city of my country. The South African standard that flies above yours and represents the hopes of your people. The days when we stand in church and make a promise to God before the altar. How we have not given in to despair. How with you there is always something like truth of the hope of our future. Despite the despair of the here and now, the truth I find in the scriptures, the quietness of when I am alone in my room, the peace I am justified through when you are here with me. The days when I know you will be with me again, I always count them down. The kisses on my face that you give me, and the ones you receive from me. The revolution we started together, which will burn down and rebuild our nations. The books I read about lands far away that never existed, and inspire me to become something more than I can ever possibly become. The songs that we listen to together that make us feel like conquering the world and weathering through the storm of life. The pictures on the wall that remind me of the past, the mirror I see you in, that reminds me of our future together. The anthem of our lives that will be heard righteously and justly in the story of our lives together. The CDs I hand out to people in Chicago and Durban, showing the unity we will have together and will never be able to escape from. Yes, our destinies are fixed and set. There is absolutely nothing we can do to escape from it. The strangers I meet on the street and the words they say afterwards about the poverty they are dealing with, the years that I know will go by with us together, the family we will raise, the front door we will share, a kiss in the rain, a dance in the rain, the celebration we had when we knew we might lose everything. But if we lose ourselves, we will find them. How I feel like I am complete and lacking nothing now, with faith, hope, and charity. How you only need to imagine and act on the world you want, and then it is here with us. How we fight against regimes that want to take our homes. It is a privilege to fight and be alongside my harmony. How at night you are here to comfort me, even when you are 8,000 miles away. The sky, the boundless and beautiful world, the trees around us that remind us when we were lost in the woods and believed that magic was real and knew we could travel from one corner of the world to the other. You are not ethereal. You are not a ghost. You are as real as you possibly could be. You are someone who loves being held. You are always kind and never jealous, never pompous or rude. You never take offense. How your heart is big enough not only to hold me, but to hold the entire world. The TV light when both have fallen asleep at night. How you are so close, and when you are far away, I know I will see you again tomorrow. The stories I read about heroism and the virtues that we can easily have. It is better to be virtuous than to lead a comfortable life. The story that will be read about our lives. The way music makes me feel. It's always the way I feel with you. The way we celebrate the lives we have together, through expression and through the ecstatic joy we feel. How we could be anywhere in the world right now. It is truly possible. How you are in love with the beautiful world. The days we spent together when we were young, we will never settle down. Always will be in motion together. How my joy is so obvious in my life. How it underlines every word I say and everything that I do. I love when you are here in the darkness, when everyone else is gone. We will share this message with the world. It is always necessary to be there for those in need. I love when you are here listening. And because of this, I will no longer desire anyone else to listen. When you and I are gathered, God is here. How we are together for Thanksgiving, even when we are the only ones there. And I will be reading this long list to you. How I cried when you told me how much you loved me and everything you love about me. How I can share the love you gave me with the rest of the world. And I believe it will not only save my world, but all worlds. If you are here in the sunlight, I know this light illuminates our scars and makes them very beautiful. I love how I can never stop saying I love you, and how you want to spend the rest of your life with me. How I never want to think about the future except when I think about you and me. How redemption finds us all and brings us together, like we share the same DNA and become part of the same person. I love the way my friends were here for me, to help me spread my art. How you caught me when I fell, and how I would do the same for you. We all need to be resurrected, but first we need to die. How the world is so colorful. You taught me how to see things clearly with my own eyes. I am now strong enough to stand my own ground and to support my family. I am grateful for you and your face on my hand. as we come inside the night of the rain, and how on the day of the storm, I was able to get home safely and will never be afraid of the wind and the rain again. How we ran through the city together and realized there are so many new things to experience, so many new skills to learn. But step by step, we will fight to become the people we want to be. The records we play during the evening and then fall asleep. And when I sleep, I have dreams within a dream. And when I wake up, it gets happier and happier. And I wake up wondering where I am, but I am happy to be with you. How we lurch out against the injustice, poisoning the world, threatening to drown us in its cold embrace. How together we can fight for liberty, and how no one can ever shut my mouth or force me to put down my brush or pen. How the words that are strongest within my heart are love poems. How the days that pass the quickest are the ones when I'm with you. I can feel your warmth when you are gone. You are never satisfied with the world. You are fighting for the one you love. The days we spend watching movies, some scary, some happy, but through all of them, you are here with me. How our worlds have changed overnight. The snow, September in the rain, the days I spent inside painting. I painted a portrait of you, and I felt it encapsulated who you are. How we are growing closer to the beauty of the world each day. The words you say to me now, the words you say to me tomorrow. The words you said to me when we first met. How we are stranded in the city. I'm still here with you, and you haven't let go of me. The summer heat we feel as we walk through the forest, the fall breeze that we feel as we walk through the town, the freezing cold as we walk through the city, the joy I felt when I met your family for the first time. We will never forget that time when we first met, the time I gave you a piece of my heart. Forever. Forever is so long and incomprehensible. At some point, you will forget some of the things you love. As long as I exist, I will never forget about you. The trip we took to Norway, the beautiful fjords we saw, how the ship broke the water, creating ripples and waves, and the relief we feel knowing that we have enough to eat. You embrace the beautiful things in the world. There is always more to say. There is always more to write about. There are always more pictures to paint. There is always more to love. Always more to show about the world. Always time to think about the present moment. I am grateful that the world is willing to change. I am grateful for all of these things.
105. What is the reason for pain? Answer, so that you can hold on to me when you are going through it. Why is there so much tension in the world? Answer, there is tension so that we can recognize the beauty when it is gone, when there is harmony and peace. Without the peace in our lives, we have nothing. 106. I want to create beautiful poems that let you know exactly what I am feeling, so that we can be who we always wanted to become. If you ever need someone to guide you through the storm, I will be here. If you ever need someone to show you the beauty after the storm, I will be here. You breathe the generous air. You take in every moment like it will be your first and your very last. You take in every feeling like you will never feel anything again. You look at pictures of all the places you can travel to, and you know that you may never go to any of these places. I spend my days playing video games but dreaming about other worlds. I wish I could find myself away from here. I need to fly away. I need to become more than I can imagine.
Joseph Leo Hickey lives in Virginia. He's the author of 4 other poetry books, including Baptism of Apathy, Unity, and Love Poems at the End of Our Lives. He is a double graduate of George Mason University and is currently 26 years old. His YouTube channel is All the Stars Are Dead. He can be reached at joseph@melodiumhouse.com. Visual art by Michael Thompson. Johnny Unitas as Liefie. Eris P. as Harmony. Narrated by Derb Leclue. And music by Joseph Leo Hickey and Maria Gregorieva. Thank you for listening.